The morning sun cast harsh shadows across the Afghan mountainside as SEAL Team 7 moved through the rocky terrain toward Extraction Point Alpha. Lieutenant Commander Hayes checked his watch and signaled the 8-man team forward, expecting light resistance based on intelligence reports that had proven reliable for 3 consecutive missions. The crack of a rifle shattered the mountain silence. Wilson dropped behind the nearest boulder as the bullet sparked off granite inches from his shoulder. Hayes-Dove left while his team scattered across the exposed ridgeline, suddenly pinned down by sniper fire from concealed positions above them. Through his scope, Hayes studied the enemy positions dotting the higher ridge. The shooters had superior positioning with clear fields of fire down the mountain face. His tactical assessment darkened as he counted muzzle flashes from at least 4 different locations. Rodriguez pressed himself against a rock outcropping and keyed his radio. Static filled his earpiece as interference blocked transmission to their base. He adjusted frequencies twice before shaking his head at Hayes. The enemy fire intensified, forcing Corpsman Martinez to crawl toward Wilson, who clutched his bleeding shoulder. Martinez applied pressure to the wound, while bullets chipped stone fragments around them. Hayes studied their tactical situation through his rifle scope. The enemy had positioned themselves perfectly to control the mountain pass. Ammunition conservation became critical as sustained fire echoed across the valley. One team member remained silent during the chaos. Blake crouched behind cover, observing enemy positions through personal optics with methodical precision. While others called out target locations, Blake maintained tactical silence. Hayes ordered tactical withdrawal to secondary position as enemy coordination became apparent. The shooters moved with discipline that suggested larger force involvement than intelligence had indicated. Blake finally spoke with quiet authority. The voice carried confidence that made Hayes glance twice at the newest team member. "Where exactly are you from?" The question would have to wait as mortar rounds began falling toward their position. Martinez finished treating Wilson's shoulder wound, while enemy fire patterns revealed sophisticated tactical coordination. The mission parameters had changed dramatically in the span of 10 minutes. Hayes realized their original intelligence had severely underestimated both enemy strength and positioning advantages. Through his scope, he watched enemy forces reveal movement patterns suggesting reinforcements approaching from multiple directions. The extraction window would close in 4 hours. Rodriguez attempted radio contact again as Blake continued studying enemy positions with professional focus that surprised veteran team members accustomed to nervous chatter from newer operators. Enemy sniper fire forced the team deeper into defensive positions among the rocks. Hayes faced his first critical decision as team leader, while Blake observed the tactical situation with calm assessment that contrasted sharply with the mounting pressure surrounding them. Speaking of pressure, I'm curious where you're watching this from. Are you somewhere in the mountains yourself? Or maybe following along from a completely different landscape? The terrain around us always shapes how we see these tactical situations unfold. The morning that had started as routine extraction was transforming into something far more complex. Hayes watched Blake move between cover positions with efficiency that exceeded standard training protocols. Something about the newest team member demanded closer attention once they survived the immediate crisis. Enemy forces began coordinated movement below their position. Hayes counted at least 12 confirmed hostiles with possible reinforcements approaching through the valley floor. The tactical situation was deteriorating rapidly as ammunition supplies dwindled and wounded team members required immediate attention. Blake maintained overwatch position while enemy fire patterns indicated professional military training among their opponents. The mission had become a survival scenario requiring decisions that would determine whether Team 7 reached Extraction Point Alpha or became casualties in the Afghan mountains. Hayes pulled Chief Petty Officer Morrison behind the largest boulder and reviewed their mission parameters in urgent whispers. The extraction window would close in less than 4 hours, leaving them stranded in hostile territory if they missed the helicopter pickup at Point Alpha. Morrison wiped sweat from his forehead as enemy fire continued chipping away at their cover. 15 years of SEAL operations had taught him to recognize when missions went sideways, and this situation was deteriorating fast. Blake approached their position with movements that caught Morrison's attention. The newest team member requested permission to conduct forward reconnaissance, speaking with quiet authority that seemed inconsistent with junior status. Morrison questioned Blake's experience level while studying the tactical suggestions being offered. Something about Blake's assessment of enemy positions sounded too professional for someone supposedly fresh from basic SEAL training. Hayes found himself listening more carefully to Blake's tactical recommendations. The analysis of enemy positioning and suggested approach routes demonstrated knowledge that exceeded standard training protocols. Blake moved through the rocky terrain with precision that surprised veteran team members. Morrison watched through his scope as Blake advanced through dead space that even experienced operators might have missed. The reconnaissance movement displayed tactical awareness that made Hayes reconsider his initial assessment of team capabilities. Blake navigated between enemy sight lines with efficiency that suggested extensive field experience. Through rifle scope, Blake identified enemy sniper positions with professional accuracy that impressed Morrison despite his skepticism about newer operators. The detailed intelligence gathering revealed systematic approach to target identification. Blake returned to their position and delivered a comprehensive tactical assessment. 12 confirmed hostiles occupied superior positions along the ridgeline. Crew-served weapons controlled the main approaches. Patrol routes indicated coordinated movement patterns. The intelligence report included details about enemy equipment, positioning advantages, and probable reinforcement routes that Hayes recognized as professional-level tactical analysis. Blake's assessment exceeded anything typically expected from junior team members. Morrison acknowledged the thoroughness of Blake's reconnaissance while questioning how such detailed intelligence had been gathered so quickly. The level of tactical awareness suggested training beyond standard SEAL qualification programs. Hayes realized their original mission intelligence had severely underestimated both enemy strength and tactical sophistication. Blake's reconnaissance revealed a coordinated force with military training and superior positioning advantages. The team faced a critical decision point. Attempting withdrawal through enemy-controlled terrain carried significant risk of casualties. Establishing defensive position with limited ammunition offered poor long-term prospects. Blake's tactical assessment identified possible reinforcements approaching from the valley floor. The enemy force appeared larger and better coordinated than intelligence reports had indicated. Hayes studied the terrain through his scope while considering Blake's recommendations for alternative approach routes. The suggested tactical options demonstrated understanding of ballistic trajectories and enemy blind spots. Morrison found himself reluctantly impressed by the depth of Blake's tactical knowledge. The reconnaissance report included technical details about enemy weapons systems and positioning that required extensive military experience to recognize. The tactical situation demanded immediate decision-making as enemy forces began showing signs of coordinated assault preparation. Hayes weighed standard withdrawal protocols against Blake's unconventional tactical suggestions. Blake maintained calm, professional demeanor while enemy mortar rounds began falling in the distance. The approaching artillery indicated enemy forces possessed heavier weapons than originally anticipated. Hayes realized the team's survival might depend on tactical decisions that exceeded standard operational procedures. Blake's reconnaissance had revealed enemy capabilities that demanded immediate tactical response. Morrison acknowledged that Blake's assessment appeared accurate based on observed enemy behavior patterns. The detailed intelligence suggested extensive field experience despite Blake's apparent junior status within the team. The tactical complexity of their situation was becoming apparent as Blake's reconnaissance revealed enemy advantages that would make standard withdrawal procedures extremely dangerous for the entire team. The first mortar round exploded 30 meters from their position, sending rock fragments and dust cascading down the mountainside. Hayes felt the concussion wave as the enemy escalated from small arms fire to indirect artillery support. Morrison grabbed his gear as the second round impacted closer, forcing the team to abandon their covered position for more exposed terrain below the ridgeline. The enemy had zeroed their location and was walking rounds toward their defensive position. Hayes called for immediate withdrawal using standard tactical protocols, but Blake suggested an alternative route through dead space below the enemy ridge. The recommendation came with detailed explanation of ballistic trajectories and blind spots that would provide concealment. Morrison openly challenged Blake's tactical suggestions, citing team hierarchy and the importance of following established procedures. 15 years of SEAL operations had taught him to trust doctrine over improvisation, especially from junior team members. Blake responded with calm, technical precision, explaining how enemy overwatch positions covered the standard withdrawal route, while the suggested alternative offered concealment from observed fire. The ballistic analysis silenced Morrison's objections through sheer professional competence. Wilson's shoulder wound was bleeding more heavily despite Martinez's field treatment. The corpsman reported that Wilson needed immediate evacuation to prevent shock from blood loss, adding medical urgency to their tactical dilemma. Rodriguez finally managed to establish brief radio contact with their base through atmospheric interference. The transmission lasted only seconds, but long enough to confirm that reinforcements were minimum 6 hours away. They were on their own. Enemy forces began flanking maneuver that Blake had predicted during reconnaissance. Hayes watched through his scope as hostile troops moved to cut off their only viable escape route, validating Blake's tactical assessment about enemy intentions. The coordinated enemy movement demonstrated military training and planning that exceeded guerrilla fighter capabilities. Hayes realized they were facing professional soldiers with tactical knowledge and communication equipment. Morrison studied the enemy flanking movement and acknowledged that Blake's warnings about their tactical intentions had proven accurate. The alternative withdrawal route was looking increasingly necessary as standard options disappeared. Hayes faced a command decision that would determine team survival. Following established withdrawal protocols might lead them directly into enemy ambush positions that Blake had identified during reconnaissance. Blake maintained tactical focus while providing overwatch security with remarkable precision. The calm professional demeanor contrasted sharply with the mounting pressure as enemy forces tightened their tactical advantage. The enemy mortar barrage intensified, forcing frequent position changes that exhausted ammunition and energy reserves. Hayes calculated their remaining supplies against the time needed to reach extraction point Alpha. Wilson's condition deteriorated as blood loss weakened his ability to move effectively. Martinez applied additional pressure bandages while requesting permission to administer emergency medical treatment that would require extended time in exposed position. Blake's tactical assessment of enemy capabilities was proving accurate as coordinated assault preparations became visible through rifle scopes. The enemy possessed superior numbers, positioning, and indirect fire support. Hayes recognized that standard SEAL tactics were insufficient against enemy forces with professional military training and coordinated command structure. Blake's unconventional approach might represent their only viable option. Morrison's resistance to Blake's suggestions diminished as enemy actions confirmed the tactical predictions. The flanking maneuver was proceeding exactly as Blake had warned during the reconnaissance briefing. Rodriguez attempted additional radio contact, but atmospheric conditions prevented reliable communication with base. The team would need to solve their tactical problem without external support or guidance. Blake identified additional enemy reinforcements approaching through valley positions that threatened to surround the team completely. The tactical situation was becoming desperate as enemy forces demonstrated coordinated planning. Hayes weighed his command responsibility against the growing evidence that Blake's tactical expertise exceeded standard training levels. The team's survival might depend on decisions that challenged established hierarchy and procedures. Enemy mortar rounds began falling with increased accuracy, indicating forward observers were adjusting fire to eliminate the team's defensive positions. Time was running out for tactical decision-making as the enemy assault preparation reached final stages. Hayes made his decision based on 15 years of command experience and established military doctrine. The team would execute standard tactical withdrawal using the Southern Approach route that appeared in every SEAL operations manual. Blake respectfully disagreed with the withdrawal plan, pointing out enemy overwatch positions that covered the doctrinal route with intersecting fields of fire. The tactical assessment included specific coordinates and weapon placement observations from reconnaissance. Morrison supported Hayes' decision, emphasizing chain of command protocols and the importance of following established procedures under combat stress. Standard tactics had kept SEAL teams alive for decades across multiple conflicts. Blake's objection included detailed explanation of enemy positioning advantages along the southern route, but Hayes dismissed the concerns as excessive caution from inexperienced personnel. Command decisions required confidence in proven methods. The team began withdrawal movement, with Blake reluctantly following orders despite visible concern about the tactical approach. Hayes led the formation through terrain that matched textbook examples of proper SEAL movement techniques. Morrison maintained point position while Rodriguez provided rear security during the tactical withdrawal. Wilson moved with Martinez's assistance, as a shoulder wound limited mobility through the Rocky Mountain terrain. Blake followed established movement procedures while scanning enemy positions through rifle scope. The visible tension suggested disagreement with tactical decisions that had already been made by command authority. Hayes felt confident in his leadership decision as the team advanced 200 meters without enemy contact. Standard withdrawal procedures were proving effective despite Blake's pessimistic assessment of enemy capabilities. Enemy rifle fire erupted from exactly the positions Blake had identified during reconnaissance. Muzzle flashes appeared along the ridge line, where Blake had warned about concealed enemy overwatch positions. The ambush caught the team in open terrain with minimal cover available. Hayes dove behind inadequate rocks as bullets impacted around his position, realizing immediately that Blake's tactical warnings had been completely accurate. Morrison called out enemy positions that matched Blake's reconnaissance report with precise accuracy. The enemy had positioned themselves to control the standard withdrawal route with devastating effectiveness. Martinez took multiple rounds in his left leg and went down hard behind insufficient cover. The corpsman's medical training became useless as he required immediate treatment for his own wounds. Rodriguez's radio equipment shattered from direct hit that destroyed their only communication capability with base. Electronic components scattered across the rocky ground as enemy fire intensified around their exposed position. Wilson struggled to provide covering fire with his wounded shoulder, while Martinez attempted to treat his own leg wounds. The team's medical capability was eliminated just when casualties mounted. Hayes recognized that his command decision had nearly cost 2 team members their lives, while Blake's assessment had proven completely accurate. The tactical situation was now desperate, with wounded personnel and no communication. Blake moved through enemy fire to reach Martinez's position and began applying advanced trauma procedures to the leg wounds. The medical techniques exceeded standard SEAL training and demonstrated specialized combat medic knowledge. Morrison provided suppressing fire, while acknowledging that Blake's tactical predictions had been entirely correct. The enemy overwatch positions were exactly where reconnaissance had indicated they would be. Hayes realized his adherence to doctrine had ignored tactical intelligence that could have prevented the ambush. Blake's unconventional approach would have avoided enemy positions that standard procedures led directly into. The team found themselves trapped in a kill zone with 2 wounded members, no communication, and limited ammunition. Enemy forces demonstrated tactical superiority through superior positioning and coordinated fire. Blake's medical treatment of Martinez revealed advanced trauma medicine training that surprised Hayes and Morrison. The techniques included procedures typically restricted to specialized combat medic programs. Rodriguez attempted to salvage communication equipment, while enemy fire prevented effective movement between positions. The radio components were completely destroyed, eliminating hope for external support or extraction coordination. Hayes faced the consequences of his command decision as enemy fire intensified around their inadequate defensive positions. Blake's warnings about enemy capabilities had proven accurate, while standard procedures had led to tactical disaster. Hayes crawled through enemy fire to reach Blake's position where advanced trauma procedures were saving Martinez's life. The team leader's voice carried new urgency as he demanded to know Blake's true military background and previous deployment experience. Morrison watched Blake's weapons handling techniques while providing covering fire against enemy positions. The movement patterns and tactical responses exceeded anything taught in standard SEAL training protocols, suggesting specialized instruction from elite military programs. Blake maintained operational focus while applying pressure bandages to Martinez's leg wounds with precision that impressed Hayes despite the tactical crisis. The medical procedures included advanced techniques typically restricted to special operations combat medics. Under direct questioning from Hayes, Blake revealed previous deployment experience without providing specific unit assignments or operational details. The careful response suggested classification restrictions that prevented full disclosure of military background. Chief Morrison recognized Blake's movement patterns and tactical language from advanced sniper school instruction that required security clearances beyond standard SEAL authorization. The professional terminology indicated training from specialized warfare programs. Hayes pressed for Blake's service record and previous unit assignments, while enemy fire forced frequent position changes. The team leader's questions became more specific as he recognized capabilities that exceeded reported qualifications. Blake deflected detailed questions about military background while simultaneously providing Overwatch security with remarkable precision. The defensive positioning and target acquisition demonstrated expertise that suggested extensive combat experience. Morrison studied Blake's reaction to enemy fire patterns and tactical responses. The calm professionalism under extreme stress indicated previous exposure to similar combat situations rather than first-time deployment nerves. Enemy forces began final assault preparation as coordinated movement became visible through rifle scopes. Hayes realized the team faced elimination without immediate tactical action that required expertise beyond standard SEAL capabilities. Blake's knowledge of enemy tactical procedures suggested intelligence training that exceeded normal military education. The ability to predict enemy actions indicated specialized instruction in hostile force analysis and battlefield intelligence. Hayes recognized that Blake's defensive recommendations had proven accurate while his own command decisions had led to tactical disaster. The newest team member possessed knowledge that could determine team survival. Morrison acknowledged Blake's superior tactical assessment while questioning how such expertise had been acquired without appearing in official service records. The demonstrated capabilities suggested classified training programs. Blake treated Wilson's shoulder wound with medical techniques that exceeded corpsman training while maintaining security awareness. The multitasking ability indicated specialized instruction in combat medicine and tactical operations. Rodriguez observed Blake's ammunition conservation and target selection methods that demonstrated advanced marksmanship training. The shooting techniques included precision fire control, typically taught in specialized sniper programs. Hayes faced the reality that Blake's tactical knowledge exceeded his own command experience while enemy forces prepared coordinated assault. The team's survival depended on expertise that challenged established hierarchy. Blake's tactical language included terminology from special operations units that Morrison recognized from joint training exercises. The professional vocabulary suggested integration with classified military programs. Enemy mortar fire intensified as hostile forces demonstrated coordination that Blake had predicted during initial reconnaissance. The tactical assessment was proving accurate as enemy capabilities exceeded original intelligence estimates. Morrison realized that Blake's weapons modifications and equipment exceeded standard SEAL issue gear. The specialized configurations suggested access to equipment restricted to elite military units. Hayes understood that questioning Blake's background was less important than utilizing demonstrated expertise to prevent team elimination. The tactical situation required immediate action based on superior knowledge. Blake maintained professional demeanor while coordinating defensive positions that maximized team survival chances. The tactical coordination demonstrated command experience that exceeded lieutenant commander level authority. Enemy assault preparation reached final stages as Blake's predictions about hostile intentions proved accurate. Hayes faced the decision to transfer tactical command based on demonstrated expertise rather than military rank. Blake reached into a specialized pack and produced an M24 sniper weapon system that Hayes had never seen carried by standard SEAL personnel. The weapon assembled with professional efficiency that demonstrated extensive familiarity with precision shooting equipment. Hayes recognized the rifle configuration as belonging to elite sniper units rather than standard SEAL equipment. The scope mounting, barrel modifications, and ammunition selection indicated access to weapons systems restricted to specialized military programs. Blake established Overwatch position with mechanical precision while enemy forces prepared final assault. The target acquisition process included range estimation and environmental calculations that exceeded standard marksmanship training. The first enemy sniper fell at 800 meters with a single shot that immediately shifted tactical advantage to the SEAL team. Hayes watched through his scope as Blake's precision eliminated the primary threat to team movement. Morrison acknowledged Blake's superior marksmanship while questioning how the specialized weapon had been acquired without appearing in team equipment manifests. The M24 system required authorization beyond standard SEAL operational authority. Blake directed team movement using tactical language that indicated specialized training beyond SEAL qualification requirements. The coordination included positioning commands that Hayes recognized from advanced warfare instruction programs. The second enemy position was neutralized with rapid precision shooting that demonstrated advanced fire control techniques. Blake's target engagement included simultaneous range adjustment and environmental compensation calculations. Hayes formally transferred tactical command to Blake despite protocol violations that would require explanation to superior officers. The team's survival took precedence over chain of command procedures under combat conditions. Blake coordinated defensive positions while maintaining sniper overwatch that eliminated enemy threats systematically. The tactical coordination demonstrated command experience that exceeded lieutenant commander level authority. Morrison provided flanking security while acknowledging Blake's superior tactical knowledge through demonstrated performance rather than rank structure. The weapon's proficiency exceeded anything in standard military training pipelines. The third enemy sniper position was eliminated before hostile forces could establish effective overwatch. Blake's precision shooting neutralized crew-served weapons that threatened team movement through exposed terrain. Rodriguez advanced on Blake's tactical direction while enemy suppression allowed movement that would have been impossible under previous fire control. The coordination demonstrated advanced small unit tactics. Blake's ammunition selection included specialized rounds not carried in standard SEAL equipment loads. The ballistic characteristics indicated access to precision ammunition restricted to elite military units. Hayes observed Blake's tactical execution matching advanced warfare training protocols that exceeded standard operational procedures. The command coordination suggested extensive experience with special operations methodology. Enemy resistance collapsed under systematic elimination of key positions that Blake had identified during reconnaissance. The tactical assessment proved accurate as hostile coordination failed without leadership elements. Morrison realized Blake's equipment modifications extended beyond the sniper rifle to include communication gear and medical supplies. The specialized configurations suggested integration with classified military programs. Blake maintained security overwatch while coordinating team advancement through terrain that enemy forces had controlled minutes earlier. The tactical reversal demonstrated superior planning and execution capabilities. Wilson advanced with renewed confidence under Blake's tactical direction as precision fire eliminated threats that had pinned the team for hours. The coordinated movement showed effective small unit leadership. Hayes recognized Blake's tactical coordination as exceeding his own command experience while producing results that saved team members' lives. The demonstrated expertise validated the decision to transfer tactical authority. Blake's target selection prioritized enemy positions that threatened team survival while conserving ammunition through precise shooting techniques. The tactical priorities demonstrated advanced battlefield analysis capabilities. Enemy forces began withdrawal as coordinated resistance collapsed under systematic elimination of leadership and weapons positions. Blake's tactical execution had reversed a desperate situation through superior planning and marksmanship. Morrison provided security while acknowledging that Blake's tactical performance exceeded standard SEAL capabilities through demonstrated results rather than theoretical knowledge. The team operated more effectively under Blake's coordination than previous command structure. Blake coordinated team movement with sniper overwatch that systematically eliminated enemy positions, threatening tactical advancement. Rodriguez and Wilson received precise positioning instructions that maximized their assault effectiveness while minimizing exposure to hostile fire. The coordinated attack proceeded with mechanical efficiency as Blake provided precision fire support that neutralized enemy resistance before team members reached dangerous positions. Hayes observed tactical execution that exceeded standard SEAL operational procedures. Morrison led frontal assault after Blake eliminated crew-served weapons that had controlled key terrain features. The suppression allowed aggressive movement that would have been impossible under previous enemy fire control. Blake's tactical coordination demonstrated command experience that Hayes recognized as exceeding lieutenant commander level authority. The small unit leadership included positioning decisions that maximized team capabilities while exploiting enemy weaknesses. Rodriguez advanced on enemy flanks using concealment routes that Blake identified through superior terrain analysis. The approach vectors avoided enemy observation while positioning assault elements for maximum tactical advantage. Wilson's assault movement benefited from Blake's precision fire that eliminated specific threats to his advancement route. The coordinated support allowed aggressive action despite his shoulder wound limiting mobility. Blake anticipated enemy reinforcement routes and prepositioned team elements to intercept hostile forces before they reached defensive positions. The tactical foresight demonstrated battlefield intelligence that exceeded standard military training. Enemy reinforcements arrived from valley positions exactly as Blake had predicted during initial tactical assessment. The team intercepted hostile forces using positioning that Blake had coordinated based on terrain analysis and enemy movement patterns. Morrison's assault team eliminated enemy resistance with effectiveness that surprised Hayes despite his confidence in SEAL capabilities. The tactical coordination under Blake's direction produced results that exceeded previous team performance. Blake maintained overwatch security while directing complex tactical operations that required simultaneous coordination of multiple assault elements. The command capability demonstrated extensive experience with special operations methodology. The coordinated assault eliminated remaining enemy resistance within 30 minutes of Blake assuming tactical command. Hayes compared the rapid success to hours of ineffective defensive action under his previous leadership decisions. Rodriguez secured enemy equipment and intelligence, while Blake maintained security overwatch that prevented hostile reinforcement or counterattack. The systematic approach demonstrated advanced battlefield procedures. Blake's tactical execution included ammunition conservation and target prioritization that maximized team effectiveness while preparing for potential additional enemy contact. The resource management showed extensive combat experience. Wilson advanced through previously enemy-controlled terrain with confidence that Blake's overwatch provided effective security. The psychological impact of superior tactical coordination improved team morale and combat effectiveness. Morrison coordinated assault movement that benefited from Blake's tactical intelligence about enemy positioning and capabilities. The team operated with precision that exceeded their previous performance levels. Blake's precision shooting eliminated enemy leadership elements that coordinated hostile resistance. The target selection demonstrated ability to identify critical enemy personnel through battlefield observation and tactical analysis. Hayes observed Blake's command coordination matching advanced warfare protocols that he recognized from specialized military instruction programs. The tactical execution suggested training beyond standard SEAL qualification requirements. Enemy equipment seizure revealed communication gear and weapons that confirmed Blake's assessment of hostile force capabilities. The intelligence validated tactical decisions that had seemed unconventional under standard procedures. Blake coordinated team movement through terrain that enemy forces had controlled for hours before the tactical reversal. The systematic advance demonstrated superior planning and battlefield intelligence capabilities. Morrison acknowledged Blake's tactical superiority through demonstrated results that saved team members' lives while achieving mission objectives. The performance exceeded standard expectations for SEAL team operations. The tactical victory established Blake's command authority through professional competence rather than military rank structure. Hayes recognized expertise that exceeded his own command experience while producing superior battlefield results. Hayes confronted Blake about the specialized equipment, advanced tactics, and command experience that had saved the team's lives while raising questions about official service records. The immediate threat was eliminated, but Blake's true identity demanded explanation. Morrison reviewed Blake's tactical performance and concluded that the training exceeded anything available in standard military pipelines. The coordination of complex operations suggested instruction from classified programs that required security clearances beyond SEAL authorization. Rodriguez questioned how Blake had anticipated enemy movements and coordinated tactical operations with precision that exceeded lieutenant commander level experience. The battlefield intelligence demonstrated knowledge that suggested specialized training in hostile force analysis. Blake deflected detailed questions while treating team casualties with advanced medical procedures that exceeded standard combat lifesaver training. The trauma medicine techniques included protocols typically restricted to special operations medical personnel. Wilson recognized Blake's sniper techniques from specialized warfare schools he had attended during advanced training cycles. The marksmanship instruction required security clearances and represented capabilities beyond standard military qualification programs. Martinez observed Blake's medical treatment protocols and realized the procedures followed classified battlefield medicine guidelines that he had encountered during special operations medical training. The advanced techniques exceeded standard SEAL corpsman instruction. Hayes demanded Blake's unit assignment, military occupational specialty, and command authorization while examining equipment that clearly exceeded standard SEAL issue specifications. The specialized gear suggested access to resources restricted to elite military units. Blake maintained operational security while preparing the team for extraction movement toward Point Alpha. The tactical coordination included security procedures that demonstrated extensive experience with classified military operations. Morrison studied Blake's equipment modifications and found serial numbers that didn't appear in standard military supply systems. The specialized configurations suggested procurement through channels restricted to special operations units. Rodriguez examined Blake's communication equipment and discovered frequency capabilities that exceeded standard SEAL authorization levels. The encrypted channels suggested access to special operations command networks that required classified clearances. Hayes recognized Blake's tactical knowledge encompassed intelligence about enemy capabilities that exceeded mission briefing materials. The battlefield analysis demonstrated access to information sources beyond standard intelligence distribution. Blake's ammunition selection included specialized rounds with ballistic characteristics that Morrison recognized from advanced sniper programs requiring top-secret clearances. The precision ammunition was restricted to elite military units. Wilson noted Blake's tactical radio procedures followed protocols from specialized warfare instruction that he had observed during joint operations with classified units. The communication methods exceeded standard SEAL training requirements. Martinez realized Blake's medical supplies included trauma equipment that was restricted to special operations combat medics with advanced life support qualifications. The specialized gear suggested medical training beyond standard military programs. Hayes understood that Blake's operational knowledge demonstrated familiarity with classified tactics and equipment that exceeded the security clearance levels of standard SEAL team members. The expertise suggested integration with special operations hierarchy. Blake coordinated team security while maintaining operational focus that prevented detailed discussion of military background and unit assignments. The professional approach suggested experience with classification protocols and security procedures. Morrison acknowledged that Blake's performance had exceeded standard SEAL capabilities while raising questions about official records that didn't reflect the demonstrated expertise. The tactical knowledge suggested training from programs that required special authorization. Rodriguez observed Blake's battlefield coordination and realized the tactical language included terminology from special operations units that operated under different command structures than standard SEAL teams. The professional vocabulary suggested classified integration. Hayes faced the reality that Blake's military background involved classification levels that exceeded his own security clearance and command authority. The demonstrated capabilities suggested involvement with programs beyond standard naval special warfare operations. Blake maintained team security while preparing for extraction procedures that would require coordination with command elements possessing knowledge of classified operations and specialized unit assignments. The operational approach suggested official authorization at levels exceeding standard team structure. Morrison examined Blake's M24 sniper rifle and discovered serial numbers that matched weapons assigned to classified units operating under Special Operations Command Authority. The weapon procurement records were restricted to programs requiring top-secret clearances with special access. Hayes recognized Blake's tactical radio frequencies corresponding to Special Operations Command channels that exceeded standard SEAL communication authorization. The encrypted networks suggested integration with command structures beyond naval special warfare operations. Rodriguez identified Blake's equipment modifications as consistent with long-range reconnaissance patrol specifications that he had observed during joint training with specialized units. The configurations required authorization for programs operating under different command hierarchies. Blake's medical supplies included trauma equipment that Martinez recognized as restricted to Special Operations combat medics with advanced qualifications. The specialized gear included pharmaceuticals and procedures requiring medical training beyond standard military programs. Wilson noticed Blake's ballistic calculations matching instruction from advanced sniper schools that required security clearances exceeding standard SEAL authorization levels. The mathematical precision suggested training from programs with classified methodology and equipment access. Martinez observed Blake's wound treatment protocols following battlefield medicine procedures that he had encountered during special operations medical training exercises. The advanced techniques were restricted to personnel with specialized medical qualifications and security clearances. Hayes realized Blake's operational knowledge encompassed intelligence about enemy tactics and equipment that exceeded mission briefing materials distributed to standard SEAL teams. The tactical analysis demonstrated access to intelligence sources requiring special authorization. Blake's ammunition selection included precision rounds with specifications that Morrison recognized from classified sniper programs operating under Special Operations Command. The ballistic characteristics exceeded standard military ammunition procurement authorizations. Rodriguez examined Blake's communication equipment and found encryption capabilities that required authorization from Special Operations Command elements. The secure channels suggested integration with networks restricted to personnel with specialized clearances and operational requirements. Wilson recognized Blake's tactical terminology from joint operations with units operating under different command structures than standard naval special warfare teams. The professional vocabulary indicated training from programs with classified operational procedures. Hayes understood that Blake's equipment access demonstrated procurement authority that exceeded standard SEAL team authorization levels. The specialized gear suggested integration with supply systems restricted to elite military units with special operational requirements. Morrison acknowledged that Blake's tactical coordination had demonstrated command experience that exceeded lieutenant commander level authority, while suggesting training from programs requiring security clearances beyond standard military qualifications. Martinez realized Blake's medical procedures included trauma protocols that were classified within Special Operations medical training programs. The advanced techniques suggested instruction for medical personnel with specialized qualifications and security authorizations. Blake's tactical knowledge included enemy analysis capabilities that Rodriguez recognized from intelligence training programs requiring special access clearances. The battlefield assessment demonstrated familiarity with classified analytical methodology. Hayes examined Blake's equipment configurations and concluded that the modifications suggested procurement through channels restricted to special operations units with classified operational requirements. The specialized gear exceeded standard military supply authorization. Wilson noted Blake's precision shooting techniques, matching instruction from classified sniper programs that operated under Special Operations Command authority. The marksmanship training required security clearances and specialized qualification programs. Morrison understood that Blake's performance had demonstrated capabilities that exceeded standard SEAL training, while suggesting integration with programs operating under different command structures and authorization levels. Rodriguez realized Blake's communication procedures followed protocols from special operations networks that required encryption clearances exceeding standard naval special warfare authorization. The secure channels suggested classified integration. Hayes concluded that Blake's operational knowledge demonstrated familiarity with tactics and equipment that required security clearances beyond his own command authority. The expertise suggested involvement with classified programs operating under Special Operations Command. Blake's tactical performance had revealed capabilities that team members recognized as exceeding standard military training, while suggesting integration with specialized programs requiring top-secret clearances and special access authorization levels. Blake produced specialized communication equipment from a sealed compartment that Hayes had never seen included in standard SEAL gear manifests. The encryption device activated with biometric authorization that suggested security protocols beyond standard military communication systems. Hayes watched Blake establish contact using encryption protocols that exceeded the team's security clearance levels. The communication procedures included authentication codes that Rodriguez recognized as belonging to Special Operations Command networks. Blake coordinated extraction using tactical language and authorization codes that Hayes didn't recognize from standard SEAL operational procedures. The professional terminology suggested integration with command structures operating under different hierarchies than naval special warfare. The extraction coordinator responded to Blake with immediate priority status that surprised Morrison despite his experience with emergency extraction procedures. The response time and resource allocation exceeded standard SEAL team support protocols. Blake's communication access demonstrated authorization codes that indicated command authority within special operations structure. Hayes realized the encryption clearances exceeded his own command authorization while providing Blake with direct access to specialized support networks. Morrison observed Blake coordinate helicopter gunship support using authorization protocols that required security clearances beyond standard SEAL team levels. The tactical air support represented resources typically restricted to special operations missions with classified requirements. Hayes questioned Blake about classification levels and operational authorization while watching communication procedures that exceeded standard military protocols. The secure channels suggested integration with command elements operating under special access programs. Blake coordinated medical evacuation with command authority that Rodriguez recognized as exceeding lieutenant commander level authorization. The resource allocation included specialized medical personnel and equipment that suggested priority status within special operations hierarchy. The extraction coordination demonstrated Blake's integration within classified military networks that Morrison had observed during joint operations with specialized units. The communication protocols suggested operational authority beyond standard SEAL team structure. Hayes realized Blake's communication demonstrated authorization levels that exceeded his own command clearance while providing access to resources restricted to special operations personnel with specialized qualifications and security authorizations. Blake's tactical coordination included medical evacuation priorities that Martinez recognized from special operations medical protocols. The advanced trauma support suggested integration with medical networks restricted to personnel with specialized training and clearances. Rodriguez noted Blake's communication procedures following encryption protocols that required authorization from special operations command elements. The secure networks suggested access to channels restricted to personnel with top-secret clearances and special access requirements. Wilson observed Blake coordinate tactical air support using authorization codes that exceeded standard SEAL team communication protocols. The helicopter gunship response represented resources typically restricted to special operations missions with classified operational requirements. Hayes understood that Blake's communication access demonstrated integration with command structures that operated under different authorization levels than standard naval special warfare teams. The secure channels suggested classified operational authority. Blake coordinated extraction procedures with professional efficiency that Morrison recognized from specialized training programs requiring security clearances beyond standard military qualifications. The tactical coordination exceeded standard SEAL team operational procedures. Martinez realized Blake's medical evacuation coordination included trauma protocols that were restricted to special operations medical personnel with advanced qualifications. The specialized procedures suggested training from classified medical programs. Hayes watched Blake establish priority extraction status using authorization codes that indicated command authority within special operations hierarchy. The resource allocation exceeded standard SEAL team support while suggesting integration with classified programs. Blake's communication demonstrated access to special operations networks that Rodriguez recognized from joint training with specialized units operating under different command structures. The secure channels required encryption clearances exceeding standard authorization levels. Morrison acknowledged that Blake's extraction coordination had demonstrated command authority that exceeded lieutenant commander level, while suggesting integration with programs operating under special operations command structure and classified authorization requirements. Blake maintained communication security while coordinating resources that Hayes recognized as exceeding standard SEAL team support protocols. The tactical coordination suggested operational authority within classified programs requiring special access clearances and specialized qualifications. The helicopter extraction arrived with medical personnel and additional security that exceeded standard SEAL team support protocols. Hayes observed the aircraft configuration included specialized equipment that suggested priority mission status within special operations hierarchy. The extraction commander addressed Blake with formal military courtesy that indicated recognition of superior rank or special authorization. Morrison watched the interaction and realized the deference exceeded standard professional respect between military personnel. Hayes observed extraction personnel treat Blake with respect that suggested high-level authorization within Special Operations Command structure. The formal courtesy included protocols that he recognized from interactions with personnel possessing specialized clearances and operational authority. The medical team provided advanced trauma care that Martinez recognized as exceeding standard field medical protocols. The specialized procedures included equipment and pharmaceuticals typically restricted to special operations medical personnel with advanced qualifications. Blake coordinated team debriefing with the extraction commander using classification protocols that Hayes recognized as belonging to special operations intelligence procedures. The secure communication suggested operational authority beyond standard SEAL team structure. Morrison noticed extraction equipment and personnel that exceeded standard SEAL team support levels. The resource allocation included specialized gear and qualified personnel that suggested priority status within classified operational hierarchy. Hayes realized Blake's operational status involved classification beyond the team's security clearance, while maintaining oversight responsibility for mission conclusion. The extraction coordination demonstrated authority that exceeded lieutenant commander level authorization. The extraction commander coordinated with Blake using tactical language that Rodriguez recognized from Special Operations Command networks. The professional interaction suggested Blake's integration within classified programs operating under different command structures. Blake maintained security protocols while coordinating extraction procedures that Wilson observed exceeded standard SEAL team operational procedures. The tactical coordination included classification requirements that suggested specialized training and authorization levels. Martinez recognized the medical evacuation procedures as following protocols from Special Operations medical networks that required advanced qualifications and security clearances. The specialized treatment exceeded standard military medical support capabilities. Hayes understood that Blake's extraction coordination demonstrated command authority that exceeded his own clearance levels while suggesting integration with programs requiring top-secret authorization and special access qualifications. The extraction personnel included specialists that Morrison recognized from joint operations with classified units operating under Special Operations Command. The resource allocation suggested priority mission status within specialized operational hierarchy. Blake coordinated tactical security during extraction procedures using protocols that Hayes recognized as exceeding standard SEAL team operational requirements. The security measures suggested involvement with classified programs requiring specialized authorization. Rodriguez observed extraction communication procedures that followed encryption protocols from Special Operations networks requiring security clearances beyond standard military authorization. The secure channels suggested classified integration within specialized command structures. Wilson noted the extraction aircraft included equipment modifications that he recognized from Special Operations aviation support. The specialized configurations suggested procurement through channels restricted to classified programs with special operational requirements. Hayes realized the extraction resources demonstrated Blake's priority status within Special Operations hierarchy while maintaining operational security for team members with standard clearance levels. The resource allocation exceeded normal SEAL team support protocols. Blake maintained oversight responsibility for mission conclusion while coordinating with extraction personnel possessing knowledge of classified operations and specialized unit assignments. The tactical coordination suggested official authorization within Special Operations Command structure. Morrison acknowledged that the extraction procedures had demonstrated Blake's integration within classified programs while providing superior support for team survival and mission completion. The resource allocation exceeded standard expectations for SEAL team operations. The extraction coordination revealed Blake's authority within Special Operations hierarchy while maintaining operational security protocols that protected classified information from personnel with standard security clearances and authorization levels. Hayes understood that Blake's extraction status confirmed integration within classified programs operating under Special Operations Command while demonstrating official authorization that exceeded standard naval special warfare operational structure and security requirements. Hayes received classified briefing about Blake's actual unit assignment and operational authority after returning to base command. The intelligence officer explained Blake's identity as Special Operations Liaison with advanced sniper qualification and specialized medical training integrated within SEAL team operations. Blake's true mission involved observing team performance under combat conditions while providing specialized capabilities that exceeded standard SEAL team resources. The operational integration represented collaboration between naval special warfare and classified programs requiring top-secret clearances. Morrison learned during debriefing that Blake's equipment and tactics represented integration of multiple special operations specializations within single operator qualification. The training program combined sniper expertise, combat medicine, and tactical coordination capabilities. Hayes understood Blake's tactical command had demonstrated proper special operations protocol under combat conditions while maintaining operational security for classified programs. The mission structure allowed specialized capabilities integration without compromising standard team operations. The team debriefing revealed Blake's performance as validation of special operations training integration with standard SEAL team operations. Rodriguez realized the tactical coordination had demonstrated successful collaboration between different military specializations and command structures. Wilson gained appreciation for specialized training programs that developed multi-capable operators with expertise exceeding single military occupational specialties. Blake's performance demonstrated successful integration of advanced capabilities within standard team operations. Martinez learned that Blake's medical procedures represented integration of special operations combat medicine with standard SEAL Corpsman training. The advanced techniques demonstrated successful collaboration between specialized medical programs and standard military medical training. Hayes received explanation that Blake's mission parameters included evaluation of team adaptation to integrated special operations capabilities under combat stress. The operational assessment determined effectiveness of specialized training integration within standard team structures. Morrison understood that Blake's tactical performance had validated special operations training methodologies while demonstrating successful integration with standard SEAL team operational procedures. The mission results supported continued collaboration between specialized and standard military programs. Blake's identity as Special Operations Liaison explained the advanced capabilities while maintaining operational security for classified training programs. Hayes realized the integration represented evolution of military training toward multi-specialized operator development. The mission conclusion demonstrated successful collaboration between standard and specialized military units while validating training programs that developed operators with capabilities exceeding single specialization limitations. Blake's performance proved integration effectiveness. Rodriguez appreciated the specialized training integration that enhanced standard team capabilities without compromising operational security or team cohesion. The collaboration demonstrated successful evolution of military training toward enhanced operator capabilities. Hayes gained understanding of special operations programs that developed operators with multiple specializations while maintaining integration capability with standard military units. Blake's mission validated training methodologies that enhanced overall military effectiveness. Wilson learned that specialized training programs created operators capable of seamless integration with standard units while providing enhanced capabilities during critical situations. Blake's performance demonstrated successful collaboration between different military training programs. Martinez understood that special operations medical training integration enhanced standard team medical capabilities while maintaining compatibility with existing operational procedures. Blake's medical expertise represented successful collaboration between specialized and standard training programs. Morrison acknowledged that Blake's tactical leadership had demonstrated successful integration of special operations training with standard SEAL team operations while validating collaborative training programs that enhanced military effectiveness without compromising operational security. Hayes realized that Blake's mission represented evolution of military training toward integrated capabilities that enhance standard team performance while maintaining operational compatibility. The successful collaboration validated specialized training integration within standard military structures. Thinking about this story of unexpected expertise and hidden capabilities, I'm curious about your own experiences with people who've surprised you with skills you never knew they had. Have you ever been in a situation where someone's background completely changed how you saw a challenge? The team gained mutual respect for specialized operations integration that enhanced their capabilities while demonstrating successful collaboration between different military training programs. Blake's mission validated training evolution that improved overall military effectiveness through integrated operator development.